for 1. We're in the 6th over. Knight so far, none for 10 in his 3rd. Absolutely wonderful morning here at Upward Camp for this crucial finals between the defending champions, St. Mary, and Manchester. This one is shot. Richards is back and punching this one out to man at cover point. And there is no run. The score remains at 12 for 1. So Gardner, on the other hand, is 5 from 15 deliveries. Welcome to everybody if you're just joining us. So the Kingston Wharves finals. Tonight didn't deliver. You're just joining us. It's the Kingston Wharves finals between St. Mary, the defending champions, and Manchester. Manchester, they earlier won the toss and elected to field. They lost 1 wicket so far. So it's going to be Knight to continue. Wide delivery outside the off stump. Richards wasn't tempted or interested to go for a shot. So he's through to the wicket keeper. So the score remains at 12 for 1. So Richards says 6 from 18 deliveries. Tyson Gordon, on the other hand, is 5 from 15 deliveries. So far, Knight, none for 10 so far in his 3rd. Run rate so far, 2.12. Knight to continue to Richardson. He's flashing outside the off stump was Richardson. No contact through to wicketkeeper Nelson. And there is no run. Score remains at 12 for 1. 1 delivery remaining in the 6th over. So let's look at the field for young Richards. There's a slip. There's a 3rd man in place. There's a backward point. There's cover point. There's cover. There's mid on and mid off. And a man at backward square leg. So it's going to be Knight to continue to Richardson. He's back driving this ball aerially. Fielder moves in across. Is more to his left, but can't prevent another single to the St. Mary total and to Richards, who is up to 7 from 20 deliveries. So the score is up to 13 for 1 after 6. So look at the bowling chart so far. More so for 3 overs, 2 made 2 runs, and the 1 wicket to fall went to him. Knight on the other hand, 2 overs, no made 10 runs, no wicket. So 12 for 1. After 6 overs, 13 for 1. After 6 overs, Richardson is on 7 from 20 deliveries. Tyson Gordon 5 from 15 deliveries. Somewhere is back for his 4th. Going to Richardson for the beauty of a delivery. Beaten outside the off stump was Richardson looking to force that shot through the covers. No contact through to the wicket keeper. And a decent line been employed so far by the young youth player, fast bowler Moore. Just the two runs so far in a spell. 13 for 1, the St. Mary team, the defending champions. After 6.1 overs, there's going to be more to continue. (13-1). Earlier, the team Manchester won the toss and elected to field. St. Mary lost 1 wicket so far, the 13 runs. More to continue. Flashing outside the off stump, down to backward point. Boundary, will it get to the boundary yet? It does for 4 runs. A welcome boundary on the path of Richardson. He's up to 11 from 22 deliveries, and the score is up to 17 for 1. Now we're in the 7th over so far. That ball delivery was outside the off stump. A wide delivery. Richardson had the hand around this, threw his bat outside the off stump, outer edge phone, and down to the backward point boundary. It goes 4 runs. So he's 11 from 22 deliveries. 17 for 1. Tyson Gordon is on 5 from 15 deliveries. This time he's nicely on driving this one out to mid-on. Can't score. Score remains at 17 for 1. Positive looking Richardson so far. Look a complete cricketer. Loves to drive the ball is Richardson. So we are 6.5 overs so far in the St. Mary innings. 17 for 1. Richardson is 11 from 23 deliveries. And Tyson Gordon 5 from 15. More so for 1 for 67 down the leg side. Was quick. Young wicketkeeper Nelson moves across to his left colleague easily down the leg side. So the score remains at 17 for 1. If you're just joining us, Manchester won the toss this morning and they elected to field first. Only wicket taker so far was Moore. He's 1 for 6 so far in his 4th. They will be bowling to Richardson. It's trapping the pad, a loud appeal, but the umpire not interested. Mario David not interested, and quite rightly so. Good delivery on the path of Moore. Richardson looking to drive that ball on the up. Was too tall for that shot. Ball hit him in his pad. Chick is out to the man at cover, and the score remains at 17 for 1. We're in the 7th over so far. Been bowled by Moore. Moore with figures of 1 for 6 so far. Just 1 delivery remaining in his 4th. Run rate so far 2.49. Wow, what was that dead ball signal by Mario David, the standing umpire? So Moore will have to reload. Moore so far very decent, very economical thus far. 1 for 6 so far. 3.5 overs. 17 for the loss of 1 wicket. 6.5 overs so far in the St. Mary innings. So the run rate is 2.49 so far. Very slow run rate. There's going to be more to continue. To Richardson is here, chopping the pad, a loud appeal this time. Umpire not interested. So at the end of the 7th over, the score is 17 for 1. I beg your pardon. So there's a delivery remaining, 17 for 1. And Moore continues to show why he's a youth player and show why he plays for the country. He's bowling a real pace here at this beautiful venue here at Upward Camp. There's going to be more to continue to Richardson. Full delivery, hitting the inner portion of the bat, down to the vacant 5-length boundary. Will it get to the boundary? Yes, it does. 4 more runs to Richardson, and the score is up to 21 for loss of 1 after 7 overs. Bad line delivery on the path of Moore. Richardson looking to drive that ball through me down the ball. Hit the inner portion of the bat and trickles down to fine leg for 4 runs to more. To Richardson, which brings the total up to 21 for the loss of 1. And Richardson is up to 15 from 26 deliveries. And Tyson Gordon is 5 from 15. More 1 for 10 from 4 overs.
And just 2 bowlers have been used so far in this matchup. So Knight bowling to the right-hander. Ball played back down the track, fielded by Knight. Gordon looking competent. As we look at the helicopter flying over the ground here, the grounds of Jamaica Defence Force for the Kingston Wharves under 15 final. St. Mary and Manchester. We see the right-hander batsman being very watchful though, Gordon, for St. Mary. They actually lost the toss. Manchester, they won the toss earlier this morning and decided to field. Well, there was some dampness in the wicket this morning. That was the right thing to do if you had won the toss. One batter felt the effects of it, hitting the rib. Hoping he's okay though. But as the score stands, 21 for 1. We're in the 8th over. Bowled by Knight. To the right-hander, Gordon once again. Being very watchful is Gordon. Stepping forward. Leave alone right through to the wicket keeper. They're coming into their own, the 2 batters at the wicket. This for St. Mary. Richardson and Gordon. Just a reminder though, both teams, they met earlier this season. In the first game, Manchester, they lost that matchup with St. Mary, who are the defending champions. However, I spoke to Bar Barnes and he said, guess what? That was then, this is now. We'll see what will happen. Knight continues to the right-hander, that's flicking on the leg side. They go through for 1. And 1 is all they get. 1 more run to the tally, 22 for 1. St. Mary stepping into this final, the defending champions, but also psychological advantage with that win in that opening affair. But you have to ask the question, does psychology work all the time? Maybe not. But Manchester, they're very confident. They've gotten better as the competition has grown. And it has shown as they've made their way to the final. Once champions of this competition, can they do it again? Knight once again, this time bowling to Richardson. Punching, trying to beat the man extra cover. With office there. No run scored. Intent is shown though by Reeld. I don't want to be a part of that activity, to be honest, because most persons are wearing black. Knight once again bowling to Richardson. Oh, cutting outside the off stump. It will run down to the 3rd man boundary for 4. No, a fielder is there actually. There was something blocking my vision. But there's a fielder there, the 3rd man boundary. They go through for 1, peeling off the outer half of the bat of Richardson. And that signals the end of another over. And the score now moves to 23 for 1. So this has been a great competition so far. I would not use the term good though, but great competition so far. This is the final at the Jamaica Defence Force. You may ask the question why it's played at the JDF. The Sabina Park grounds are being utilized this afternoon because of the CONCACAF Caribbean football matchup between Port of Spain and Cavalier that happens this evening at 5 o'clock. The football being played at Sabina Park. So it's a lot of activities going on in Jamaica. Football, cricket, swimming, athletics, more so on the international scene. Many persons asking the question, a track at the field, Diamond League Zurich on today, and a clash between Elaine Thompson-Hero and Shakira Richardson, newly crowned world champion. So Moore, he'll continue. Only 2 bowlers used so far. He's a successful bowler. Bowled an awesome Yorker earlier this morning. Middle stump was rocked out. Not rocked back, but rocked out. Uprooted. First delivery. A dot delivery. Score still stands at 23 for 1. We're talking about St. Mirror, the defending champions, who were sent into bat earlier this morning. They started about 10:30, 10:27 about that time. We're scheduled to start at 10:20. 2 umpires on hand. Maria David. She's from St. Lucia, actually. Little accent. Driving is Richardson. On to find the man at extra cover. No runs scored again. I like the bowler, though, to be honest. I like Mr. Moore. Has some pace, especially in the first 2 overs he bowled. He's running out of steam somewhat, though, but still has that Yorker of his artillery that he has utilized on more than one occasion in this matchup. And he got a wicket with 1. Moore once again bowling to Richardson. Slashing off that delivery, beaten outside the off stump, going right through to the wicket keeper. Kept a bit low, though. And he has to walk away, Richardson. Just to regroup, having a word with Gordon. Both batters meeting in the middle of the pitch and getting some encouragement from Gordon. Richardson walks back. Maybe just a reminder, say, hey, we're facing Moore. He has some pace, be careful. The Moore runs in once again, bowling to Richardson. Kingston Wharves on the 15 final. Oh, defending in the block on the onside. Midon brought into the play. Square leg umpire, Mr. Rand Forrest, looks on. That's a signal to say how many deliveries are left in this over. There are 2 umpires in this final. And not at all a bad thing, and not a bad look at all for this competition. A female and a male in this final. Moore once again, bowling to the right-hander. Oh, he was tentative. And he played halfway through, though, but they ran through. And we'll look at the signal, a bye. Yes, the signal comes from umpire David is a bye. Little bounce in that delivery from Moore. Wanting to play defensively, bounced on him, then he held back. Went through to the wicketkeeper, bounced off the wicketkeeper, allowing the batters to go through for a single. So 1 more run to the tally. 24 runs on the board. Now 24 for 1 for St. Mary. Here is Moore once again, giving more for his team Manchester. Both the right-hander, compact, played by Gordon. Defensively on the onside. That should signal the end of another over, the 9th of the innings. So the score stands at 24 for 1. The wicket to have gone was Devontae Miller. Was bowled all ends up by Moore. And the signal now made, I think, for a helmet. As I'm reading what the fielders are saying, just pointing to the dressing room. Yes, indeed, it's a helmet coming on, so don't know if the wicketkeeper will be getting closer to the stumps, or will the forward short leg be brought down. Let's see what will happen here in terms of this final. Well, Samiri has been unbeaten all season, though, to be honest, as they have made their way to the final. They have trampled everybody they have faced. But Manchester, the team that got better as the rounds increased, they certainly looked the part, and to be in this final, with the wicketkeeper actually putting on the helmet, so he'll be right to the stumps. So Kevon Flemings is a new bowler. So Kevon Flemings is a new bowler. You know what my good friend is telling me? I don't know what I'm at his home, though, to be honest. Jamaica Defence Force. I think he lives just around that corner, the barracks right there. Spin being brought on. Richardson is taking his guard for the spinner. Looking at the field, though, still two slips, though. utilized for this Manchester unit. So you'll think there a lot of turn from Flemings. Bowling to Richardson. Flighty delivery. Oh, we said before with a lot of turn, and we saw it there, that first delivery. The Bears were whipped off by the wicket keeper. Square leg umpire David trying to make her way to the wicket, but she was sent back by the player. Said, no, we have it under control. So dot delivery to start off the proceedings from Flemings. Richardson once again takes his guard. Flighty delivery again. Turn again. Brilliant delivery this from this man Flemings. Right arm spinner. I have to nod though for that delivery, as Richardson been very watchful playing back at that delivery, though. It has to, not the best thing for him to do though. I think if you have a bowler spinning the ball like that, I think you have to play forward to that delivery. The national representative Flemings on the ball whipped of the inner half of the bat. The movement turned there into the right hander this time around. Trying to drive him down the ground though, but hit the inner half of the bat. As after this delivery, let's see what happens here. Oh, a lot of turn and a bounce. That delivery. So Flemings continues. Bowling to Richardson, punching on the outside back with a point moving to his right, but they can't prevent the single. One more run to the tally. Samira inching on, you may say. So 25 runs on the board. That signals the end of the 10th over. St. Mary, who were sent into bat, they're 25 for 1. It seems like we'll have a water break. Just a reminder, though, St. Mary, they are the defending champions. Manchester losing one game to this team. St. Mary have been unbeaten all season, and they want to finish in that light. So the fielders are back on. And the two batters in Gordon and Richardson just went their merry way. Signal being made to both scorers representing both teams. So it seems like more will be continuing. This will be sixth over. Some more sixth over on the trot. I said before, it seemed like he was running out of fumes more so than anything else. Bowling to Richardson. Partnership between the two batters, 25, as the score suggests. More to the right-hander, string on the leg side though. Wanting to whip him off the pads, Richardson. Missed all ends up. A quick delivery that was from Moore. Still the score stands at the start of the 11th over at 25 for 1. That's a Mary were in a spot of bother early on. No run for 1 wicket. Ever since then, they have rebuilt with Richardson and Gordon. Here's Richardson once again. Dead ball signaled by umpire David. Driving only to bring mid-on into the play. Richardson. Five for 1. Moore once again. Hitting the inner half of the bat, finding square leg. Was not in control of that shot, Richardson. Still with some pace, Moore. In his 6th over on the trot. Not bad at all. Mr. Pinnock chomping at the bit. You'll hear from him the next over. Moore once again. Driving, but only to find the mid-off fielder. Oh, that was well timed by Richardson. But still the score stands at 25 for 1. There are 2 slips used. A backward a point, square leg. Extra cover, mid-off and mid-on. There's a gap between extra cover and backward a point. Huge gap. So Moore has to be careful where he lands his deliveries. Oh, clipping, fine. And goes into the boundary for 4. The final region. A brilliant shot by Richardson. String is Moore onto the pads. And guiding him down to the final region for 4 off the bat of Richardson. 4 more runs to the tally, 29 runs on the board. 29 for 1, St. Mary after they were sent into bat. Some more will be continuing. Oh, defensively. After playing an elegant shot, showing his defensive prowess to close out the 11th over, 29 for 1 St. Mary after they were sent into bat. That's Kingston Wharves on the 15 final, this against Manchester.
Thank you, Sean. Richardson look very compact so far. As I look at the bowling chart for the Manchester team, Moore 5 overs, 3 made 10 runs, the wicket. Knight 4 overs, no made 13 runs, no wicket. And Fleming's so far just the 1 over and the 1 run, no wicket. 29 for loss of 1. So the under 15 youth player Flemings is back for a second over. He'll be bowling to Tyson Gordon, who so far scored 6 runs so far from 20 deliveries. On the other hand, Richardson so far 21 runs from 45 deliveries. So after the 11 overs, 29 for 1. It's going to be Fleming to continue. Full delivery outside the off stump. Fleming shown why he did so well for a Jamaica under 15 team. So there's 2 slips in place for the leg spinner in Fleming. There's a point, there's cover, there's extra cover. Full delivery. This time Tyson Gardner is equal to the task, playing out to cover them. Man moving from slip does the feeling, and there is no run. The score remains at 29 for loss of 1, and we're in over number 12. Short delivery. Gardner is back and punch this one out to extra cover. Was looking for a single was Tyson Gordon, but Richardson at the other hand wasn't interested, so the score remains at 29 for 1. If you're just joining us, Manchester won the toss this morning and they were elected to feast first. The only wicket to fall went to Moore. Jamaica fast bowler on the 15th for this one is flighted delivery this time. Equal to the task was Gordon. Playing back along the pitch. And there is no run. The score remains at 29 for 1. And we're in the 12th over so far. Run rate so far just a 2.49. Shot. God is back. Looking to force that one to point. Wallace triggers out to the man at second slip. And there is no run. The score remains at 29 for loss of 1. Beautiful sunshine here at the Port Camp. Slam into God. This is shot. God is pulling the ball down to mid-on. An error looking shot there by Tyson Gordon. And just a single in the end. So Tyson Gordon is up to 7. And the St. Mary total is up to 30 for 1 at the end of the 12th over. So St. Mary, the defending champions in this Kingston Wharves under 15 competition. So far unbeaten in this 2023 Kingston Wharves cricket competition. So look at the batting chart. Miller, he was bowled comprehensively by Moore. He went without scoring. Tyson Gordon is not out on 7. And Richardson not out 21 from 45 deliveries. So this St. Mary, after lost the toss and were sent into bat, they are 30 for 1. So it's going to be Hall, Demario Hall. Played youth cricket just a few months ago, or weeks ago, I should say, for the Jamaica under 15 team, where they finished 5th in that competition. So Demario Hall will be bowling to Gordon. So there's a leg slip, there's a slip, there's point, there's cover. Hall to Gordon. Gordon is back drive this one nicely down to long off for easy single. The fielder coming off a long off bounce, just fumbles, recovers very quickly. And they're only a single to the St. Mary total, which is up to 31 for the loss of 1. Brings Richardson back in strike. Richardson does the 21 so far. Demario Hall did pretty well for the Jamaica U15 team 2 weeks ago. This one is short. Richardson is punching this one out to a wideish long off the crosser one. Will they think about the second? No, it's not on. Hila does well to limit batters to just a single. Scores up to 32 for 1. 12.2 overs so far. Run rate so far just 2.59. Full delivery this time. Driving is guarding up to long off for an easy single. These two batters so far came to the crease without a run on the board, and they so far had 33 runs from 73 deliveries. Brings Richardson back in strike. 22 from 46 deliveries. Hall so far none for 3. Full delivery this time. Driving in the air. Just balloon the fielder. Cover the cross for 1. And they're back for the second. Fielder sends the return in. So the score is up to 35 for the loss of 1. And we're in number 13. So Richardson is up to 24, I reckon. And Tyson Gard is 9 from 28 delivers. 5 runs so far from Demario All first over. There's 2 deliveries remaining his first. Short delivery this time equal to the task was Richardson. Plays this one out to the fielder who's coming off from backward point. Prevent any chance of a single. 35 for 1. This one is playing out to the man at point. So completion of over number 13, St. Mary, after lost the toss and were sent into bat. They are 35 for 1. In a second, full delivery this time. His drive is bowled. So Hall gets the wicket of Richardson. He's bowled for 25. And St. Mary are 37 for the loss of 2 in over number 15. So 37 for the loss of 2. Last wicket to fall was Richardson. He was bowled by Hall and he made 25. Earlier Miller was comprehensively bowled by Moore. He went without scoring. So the new batter is Ajari James. This one is short. James is looking to turn that one to the onside. No contact through to the keeper. The score reads 37 for the loss of 2.
not going to make fun of Mr. Pinnock's home, though, to be honest. But it's been said that this is where he lives. I was looking around when I was off. Gordon. Gordon being very watchful, though, punching the ball on the offside. There's a huge gap between backward point and extra cover. Score stands at 37-2. St. Mary, after they were sent into bat after losing the toss earlier this morning. Kingston Wharves on the U15 final. Flemings once again to Gordon. Back punching, and his second. The third wicket to go. Tyson Gordon Jr. goes for 10. He faced 31 deliveries. 37 for 3. Wow. So Richardson and Gordon steadied the ship. Going in 2 successive overs. Richardson going first for 25, then Gordon for 10. So Smith is the new batter going in. So Robama Smith. Well, I was told by the score like Obama, but first letter R, Robama Smith. So Fleming's getting a wicket, a brilliant return catch. Ball played uppishly by Gordon. Rabana Smith, the new batter for St. Mary. 37 for 3. The unbeaten team going up against Manchester, who last won this competition back in 2019. And in fact, when they won it in 2019, Manchester, that game was played right here at Up Camp. So they know how to win right here. So left and right combination at the playing back like he knew nothing of it. Mr. Smith didn't have a clue as he taps away. Fleming once again. Shot. Playing back out that delivery. Was in 2 minds though whether to play forward or just defensively fend it off. So the score stands at 37 for 3. So there's some children there on that side. In front of the side screen. They're playing their own game down there. 2 young ladies. I just see them on your screen. They're happy. Well, the umpire is not happy at all, Mr. Forrest, making sure the children are off the field. Well, they're taking their sweet time. They don't understand what's happening. As they take their time to walk all around. But he wants them off the field. They have stumps, they have bat, they have ball. Fleming continues. Rolling to the left-hander once again. Smith does not look compact to the deliveries from Fleming. And I would not give him the advice to play back at Fleming's deliveries. But he's doing just that. Back up the track he plays to end the 16th over. The score stands at 37 for 3 St. Mary after they were sent into bat after losing the toss earlier this morning. Seems like Hall will be continuing. Bowling to the right-hander James. Light breeze. Was a bit damp. Flighted delivery. Ball popped up. Oh. And landing between two fielders, though, as we said before, Smith does not look competent against the spinners. He looks like he's in Never Never Land. And he's certainly not Alice. But it doesn't seem like he has come to the party of the spinners. 2 slips. And a gulling. Landed a 3rd slip. Flighted, beaten. Going right through to the wicket keepers, right over the bails, whip them off. Umpire Forrest thought about setting the bails back, but it's not needed. Hall once again. To the left-hander Smith, beaten again. Smith is in 6s and 7s. He can add 8s and 9s to it. He's lost. But he's still standing, though, for St. Mary. We keep taking the guard for him. Almost hitting the hip of Smith. Seems like Smith is playing in slow motion sometimes. Flighted again. Now turned on the onside. They go through for a quick single, and he's off the mark. Brilliant. Smith is off the mark. Well, some persons are surprised, but guess what? I'm not. He's at the non-striker's end, living to fight another day as a score. Takes over to a 44 for 3. Flemings will be continuing. Bowling to the right-hander, James. Getting some assistance from the slip fielders to tie shoelace. Flighted delivery, all popped up. And they go through for a single. Wow. Wicket was there. Was not in control of that shot. Mr. James. As Smith turned once again. Shouldn't be growing in confidence, though, to be honest. Fleming, flighted delivery, going back. And trying to cut, though, but it goes past the keeper and the slip. It goes close to the boundary. And they go through for the 2nd run. And are they coming back for the 3rd? Yes, they are coming back for the 3rd. And they make it. 3 runs. And I'm looking at the umpire, 3 runs off the bat. So they came off the bat, so that's a drop opportunity by the slip fielder. So 4 to 8 runs on the board. Fielder is down, though. Signal made to the room that they need a little assistance. He's back up. A collision happened early on. But I think he's okay. So Smith getting into his own edging. More. So far about 6 overs. 3 maidens, 1 for 14. Fleming 1 for 4 from 4 overs, and Hall 1 for 6 from 3 overs. Knight, the only bowler who has not been successful so far, none for 13 from his 4. 48 for 3. That's the score for St. Mary.
2 overs. A young youth player. Decent leg spinner. I can guarantee you Fleming is one for the future. So the batter was retired hurt this morning. Saunders is back to the wicket with his team in a lot of trouble here at 50 for 5. Fleming 2 for 11 so far. Doing the majority of the damage to the St. Mary team. Fleming to Saunders. Bowled comprehensively beaten, and the off stump goes knocked back. So Fleming is on a roll. It's 50 for loss of 6. Fleming so far 3 for 11. Absolutely brilliant on the part of Fleming. It's a beauty of a delivery. And my word, Saunders, after being knocked the first delivery of the St. Mary innings, he came back on the very first delivery he faced. So the spinners doing it for the Manchester team. If you're just joining us live, Manchester won the toss this morning or sent in St. Mary to bat. The very first delivery, Saunders got a hit and after retire hurt, and the very next delivery, Miller was pulled. So quick Yorker delivery, not but mega stump. Full delivery, there's a loud appeal. If Jenny Finger goes up, on the 7th wicket goes down, and St. Mary is in more trouble upon trouble. They are 51 for the loss of 7. Palmer goes chop leg before without scoring. So Hall now figures a 3 for 7. Manchester, both spinners so far, wickets apiece. 51 for loss of 7. 20.2 over so far in the St. Mary innings. And Demario Hall and Fleming shows why they have represent the country at the youth level. They are destroying the St. Mary batting lineup. Both spinners have so far a few wickets apiece. In particular, Demario Hall, 3 for 7 in his 5th over. 51 for loss of 7. St. Mary, and there is so Boyd not yet off the mark. 51 for loss of 8. Demario Hall 4 for 7 so far. It comes to Boyd, who's pushing out to the man at cover. So at the end of the 21st over, the score reads 51 for the loss of 8. Got the bowling wicket. Flemings 6 overs, 1 maiden, 11 runs, 3 wickets, and Demario Hall 4 for 7. Excellent bowling performance by this Manchester team, in particular the 2 spinners. 7 wickets so far between Demario Hall and Fleming. 51 for the loss of 8. There's a change of bowling from the intelligent units end. Reminding if you just join this finals, it's been played at Upward Camp. 2019, the team out of Manchester won this competition back in 2019. At St. Mary, the defending champion, is wobbling at the moment. Only 2 players got into double figures. Richardson, he made 25. And Tyson Gordon Jr., he made 10. It's going to be Ward. This delivery, the batter, Tidiane, is forward. Plays back along the pitch, and there is no run. The score remains at 51 for the loss of 8. We're in the 22nd over. It's short. Pulling the ball here. Will the catch be taken? No, the fielder. Got ball in the end. 63 for 9. The Mario Hall so far 5 for 7. Also say special welcome to the officer from the Jamaica Defence Force, Mr. Riley. His delivery is beaten outside the off stump. Excellent on the part of Hall. So at the end of the 23rd over, St. Mary, after lost the toss and were sent into bat, they are 63 for 9. Demario Hall, 6 overs, 5 for 7.
But top scorer is Richardson with 25. Gordon reached double figures. He scored 10. And Nolan was unbeaten. Noyan, pardon me, on 12. Hall took 5 for 7. Damar Hall 5 for 7. Flemings 3 for 11. Ward 1 for 13. And Jadair Moore 1 for 14. Batting department, Jovian Richardson 25. Noyan did just 4 to the total. So St. Mary 64 all out. We will And bowling to Hall. Oh, that delivery from Miller. Wayward again, string on the next side. Not in control though, Miller. Has some pace behind him. But the fact is all over the place. In his last two deliveries in his first over, he bowled slow deliveries, one which was swatted away for 4. But the deliveries before, he was straying on the leg side, and his first delivery of his second over is doing the same. Here's Miller once again to the left-hander Hall. Full delivery this time around, ball played on the offside. Better delivery from Miller, not with much pace, but faced with the full-fledged bat of Hall, playing the ball on the offside defensively. Still the score stands at 11 without loss. We're in the over number 4 of this Kingston Wharves under-15 final. It's not going to be easy pickings for Manchester. You may say they need 65 runs for victory and that's it. No, it's not going to be that easy. Miller once again to the left-hander. Playing the ball on the offside, being very watchful again defensively. Back with a point cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on. Square leg. There's one slip. There's a fine leg. He had a third one earlier on. He's moved into the other side of the fine leg region. And I think, though, because he's straying a lot on the leg side, so the captain says, okay, let me protect the leg siding in case off. Full delivery again. Beaten outside the off stump. Brilliant delivery from Miller. Feeling for that delivery was Hall. Trying to drive. Was not there for the taking. Kept a bit low, though, that delivery. Still the 4th over. Still 11 runs on the board. 2 more deliveries to close out this over. Kingston Wharves on the 15 final. Happening at the Jamaica Defence Force. Up Park Camp. Bowling through the left hand. Fuller delivery. String on the next side once again from Miller. Wicketkeeper had to skip around this time. No diving from him. Went to his right and collected cleanly. So Miller still not able to control his deliveries. Bowling with some pace. Bowling to the left-hander. Hall. Williams is at the non-striker's end, looking on. As Miller once again. Full delivery, the ball popped up on the offside. No one close. And that should signal the end of another over, the 4th over to be exact. 11 without loss. That's Manchester. This in the Kingston Wharves under 15 final. And they are playing at Up Park Camp. They're searching for 65 runs for victory. So play continues. And that's one more over, and you'll hear from the man who lives around the bend, Mr. Pinnock. So Taylor is a new bowler. He has replaced Noyan, who has bowled 2 overs so far. Miller has bowled 2. Dejan Taylor we're bowling to Williams. St. Mary trying everything, trying to break the opening partnership between Hall and Williams with 11 runs on the board. Taylor. Oh, that kept a bit low though. Way outside the off stump, that first delivery from Dejan Taylor, as Williams did not even think about it. I mean, he thought about what he had to do and what he just ate for lunch. Did not make the batsman think at all, or the batter think at all. Here's Taylor once again to Williams. Oh, that was a better delivery with some bounce and some pace just outside the off stump. Left Williams hanging to dry. Fifth over of the innings. Taylor once again. Oh, defensively he plays on the offside. And met with some cheers by his teammates saying well played. It's extremely windy though. Not a light breeze at all over the grounds at umpire camp. 11 without loss. Taylor once again. Bowling to Williams. Outside the off stump with some pace, being very watchful is Williams. Has to be though. He knows what's at stake. And what is at stake is a title, which they want very bad. Taylor, Williams, in the ball on the offside, practicing to pull. I don't know if that would be happening today. That's a slower delivery from Taylor. Here's Taylor once again. Driving onside. Go through for one. One is all they get. A deep mid-wicket region. One more run to the tally. 12 runs on the board. So they're wondering something. That so they're trying to get the umpire's attention. But in the meantime, the ball will turn on the onside. They go through for a quick single. And one more run to the tally. So 13 runs. So 13 runs on the board. So let's hear from the other man on the location.
Thank you, Sean. Beautiful sunny afternoon here at Upward Camp for this crucial finals. It's between the defending champions, St. Mary, and the 2019 champions, the Manchester team, in pursuit of 65 for victory. The Manchester team, they're 13 without loss. So Noyan will continue. Change of ends coming from the church end. And he will bowl into Demario Hall. But the line delivered. There's an appeal. Not outside by the umpire. The ball was pitched on the line of the leg stump by Noyan. He's none for 6 so far. The fielders went up in a quiet there, but the umpire not interested. So the score remains a 13 without loss, and we're in over Manchester team. So Manchester in pursuit of 65 for victory. They're 20 without loss. Run rate so far 3.33. And we'll be bowling to Demario Hall. Driving sweetly with Hall out to cover. Can't score. So the score is kept on 20 without loss. Hall doing a pretty decent job so far for the Manchester team. He bagged 5 wickets this morning. He's at the top of the order for the Manchester team. 8 from 17 deliveries. This one is short. He's guiding this one through slip. Into the boundary, it goes for 4. I tell you what, that was a wide delivery outside the off stump. It was Hall guiding the ball through slip. And the slip fielder had no chance whatsoever. That ball flew off the edge down to the third man boundary. 4 more runs. So the score is up to 24 without loss. And we're in over number 7. Unfortunate runs here on the part of Hall. Not one of the best shots you'd like to see your opening batsman playing with this new ball. The slip fielder in Tyson Garden have no chance whatsoever. That ball flew off the edge. Driving sweet through cover. They cross for one. Will they think about the second? They are back for the second run. And the umpire at square leg signals one shot. So Kevoy Williams is the guilty party. One shot there, so the score. Yeah. So the score is up to 25, my scorers. 25 without loss. And we're in over number 7. Sweet looking shot there by Hall. Good all around cricketer. He's shown why he plays youth cricket for the country. This time he's driving this out to cover. The field 18 from 26 deliveries. At the non-strikers end is Kevoy Williams, who is not out on 11 from 20 deliveries. Noyan so far none for 17 in his fourth. Shot looking to cut and then decide at the last minute. Pull his back inside the line. Wicket keeper didn't collect keenly, but no harm done. And another dot ball on the part of Noyan. He's none for 17. Just one delivery remain in his fourth. 30 without loss in pursuit of 65 for victory. And the Manchester team, good delivery this time. Is short now to the man at short cover. Can't score. So at the end of the 8th over, Manchester in pursuit of 65 for victory. They are 30 without loss. Absolutely wonderful afternoon. Beautiful venue. Upward camp. Soldiers operating in and out of the camp. As a look at the batting chart for the Manchester team. Demario Hall so far is not out on 18 from 28 deliveries. Kevoy Williams not out on 11 from 20 deliveries. So there's a change of bowling from the intelligent unit's end. It's going to be Tyson Gordon Jr. into the attack. And he will be bowling to Kevoy Williams, who is on 11. So let's look at the field for Williams. There's a slip still in place. There's point. There's cover. There's extra cover. There's long on. There's long off. There's a straightish mid-wicket. A deep mid-wicket. And deep backward square leg. All in place for Williams. Williams is back. Forces one out to point the fielder. Jogs across from slip to does the fielding. So the score remains a 30 without loss in pursuit of 65 for victory. So it's going to be Gordon to continue. Flighted, this one is turn. To square leg for 1. So the score is up to 31 without loss in over number 9 in pursuit of 65 for victory. Earlier this morning, the Manchester team won the toss and elected to field. St. Mary were blown away for 64. And Manchester in pursuit moves 5 meters to his right to field and there is no run. Shot. He's ball out to the man at extra cover. But can't prevent another single to Demario Hall, who is up to 23 deliveries. So another 32 runs for victory. Flighted delivery is driving the ball area. Will the catch be taken? No! Dropped! My word, that was a sit-off, a catch down to Medon on the field, moving across to his right, made a mess of it. And Kenroy Williams lives to fight another day. The score is up to 34, I reckon. 34. On that point, wicketkeeper runs 15 meters to his left to prevent any chance whatsoever of a single. So at the end of the 10th over, the score.
And they're looking confident. After every single delivery, the confidence builds. We saw a few shot selection played by mostly Hall than Williams. Williams playing within himself, trying to stay there to the end. And the end may not be so far as you may think. The umpire gone Junior bowling to Williams. Looking at the field for the left-hander. Two left-handers for Manchester. As Kingston Wharves under 15 final. For 65 runs for victory and 34 without loss. Hall is on 20, Williams with him on 13. They've only given up one chance so far in this opening partnership. They look pretty confident. As we said before, it has grown somewhat. As bowling, the chance went. Hall, the little dynamo, Siobhan Boyd. And just was in the field for the left-hander. Not a strong offside field though. Where mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket. Here's Boyd once again, flighted delivery. Going back and trying to turn him on the onside. A square leg region. A little bounce of that delivery. Dot delivery to start of the 12th over. Kingston Wharves under 15 final. 2019 and 2022 coming together. Flight delivery. Swinging the ball on the leg side to the final leg region. They go through for one. It goes pretty close to the boundary though. A brilliant save that was. They come back for the second. Two more runs to the tally. The applause go on for the fielder diving in front of the ropes. 36 runs on the board. Well, I've been told it more than halfway there, which I concur, I agree. Boyd once again, flighted again. And Hall playing the ball on the Let's see what happens. A touch onto it though, and two is all they get. Yes, two byes did not get a touch at all. So two more runs to the top around the bend, you may say. You ever been to Manchester and stop and ask for directions? That's what you'll hear. Gordon again bowling to Hall, going on the back foot, playing the ball back up the track. 41 without loss. And I'm going to use that term, just around the bend. That's where the victory lies for Manchester. Flighted delivery outside the off stump. Been very watchful was Hall, allowing that to go through. Bright and sunny up part camp. Also windy. Flighted again, back foot again. This time going down the leg side. Would not use the term again. That closes the end of the 13th over. Score stands at 41 without loss. Manchester searching for 65 runs for victory. Cool and easy, you may say, on this Thursday afternoon. Oh, they are in the driver's seat. And they're driving Chris, John, Paul anymore. Tess for Ward. Well, those names are gone through the door. Or Sean. Tesfa. Wow. I heard something else. Well, he's a new batter. Replacing Williams, who made 14, contributed 14 to the total. Has joined Hall, the crease. Now the right-hand bat, so it's a left and right combination. For Manchester, and adjustments in the field for the new batter. Adjustments being made all around. Not looking too bad though, Mr. Boyd. Boyd bowling to Ward. Oh, but a bounce in that delivery. That must have surprised Ward somewhat. Beaten outside the off stump. And that signals the end of the over, the 14th over. 43 for 1, that's his score for Manchester in search of 65 runs for victory. At the end of the next over, you hear from Colonel Pinnock, or Sergeant Pinnock. That should be the case, though. Well, Tyson Gondo, he will be continuing. We're bowling to Hall. The left-hander will dominated the batting proceedings so far. Going back and punching brilliantly. They go through for 1. And 1 is all they'll get. So 1 more run to the tally. 1 more run off the bat of Hall. 44 runs on the board. Hall has moved to 27. Gordon, adjustments in the field. Samir fighting to the end. Hit on the pad a leg before, that's the appeal. As Ward, not much footwork from Ward. Not much movement at all. Here's God once again. Flighted again, going back and punching. Oh, the fielder didn't know where the ball was. And he goes clear, close to the boundary. And goes into boundary for 4. So a surprise, the ball was coming to the fielder. I think maybe the breeze may have blown it away from him. But he thought he had it in his hands, but went right through and into the boundary for 4. Teammates did not like his effort. Four more runs to the tally. 48 for 1. Gordon bowling toward once again. A bit short with that delivery. Flighted. On the ball, punched down, and he's gone. It's caught down at deep mid-on. And the second wicket to go. Score stands at 48 runs, 48 for 2. And caught by Dejon Taylor. And deep mid-on. So Ward has to go for 4. Score stands at 48 for 2. Is this a turn of events? Will the fat lady go back? Pajay Nelson is a new batter. As Gordon
from 49 deliveries. So I mentioned before, the 2019 champions was Manchester, and they won this competition here at Upward Camp back in 2019. And in 2023, seemed to me they love this ground here at Upward Camp. The Mario Hall is on 28 from 50 deliveries, and Nelson 2 from 2 deliveries, so 51 for the loss of 2. And we're in the 16th over, being bowled by Boyd. Boyd so far 1 for 8 in his 4th. Sweeping is Nelson. Down to deep backward square. The man coming across. Will he get there? He won't. 4 more runs to the Manchester total. Is up to 55 for loss of 2. Lovely looking shot by Nelson. Young wicket keeper batter. Played for the Jamaica under 15. Which finished 5th in the recent concluded under 15 competition. Very aggressive player by nature is Nelson. So another 10 runs required for victory for the team Manchester. We've been through a 3-year drought. Short deliveries back, forcing this one out of point. The wicketkeeper jogs across 10 meters to his right to prevent any chance whatsoever for single. Score remains at 55 for loss of 2. Player of the match so far, the Mario Hall is on 28 from 50 deliveries. Full pitch deliveries back, looking to cut that one. No contact through to the keeper. A rear dot ball on the part of Boyd. So another 10 runs required for victory for the Manchester team. Boyd it is to Nelson. Full delivery. Nelson is going, looking to hit that ball over long on. The ball peel off the outer portion of the bat. Chickles out to the man at backward point. And they threw for another single, which pushed the total up to 56 for 2. Another 9 runs required for victory. And Nelson is up to 7 from 6 deliveries. Bring the well set the Mario Hall back in strike. 28 from 50 deliveries. Boyd 1 for 13 so far. Final delivery coming up in his 4th. Other wicket takers was Tyson Gordon Jr., who have a wicket as well. But at the moment, it's going to be Boyd to Hall. Flighted deliveries looking to sweep that ball out to square leg. There's a misfield by the field, and the ball gets into the deep backward square leg boundary for 4 more runs. So 60 for loss of 2 after 16 overs. Piss poor feeling on the part of the fielder at the deep backward square leg boundary. 4 more runs to the total, which brings the Mario Hall up to 32 And Nelson is on 7, so 60 for loss of 2 after 16 overs. So another 5 runs for victory for the team out of Manchester. History repeats itself. 2019 was the Manchester team who won this competition here at this ground. 23. The 2019 champions, Manchester. Last time they won the competition was back in this ground here at Upward Camp. And at 2023, 2019, now at this same venue here at Upward Camp in 2023, the champions are Manchester for the 2023 Kingston Wharves season. They have done it 2019 and they have done it in 2017. Once he got a wicket, and Saunders just the one delivery, which was a no ball competition. They won it in 2019 and they're back at Upward Camp in 2023. So they are the winners of the 20.
One more time. Good afternoon to all the people who've had lunch already. Thank you. Sound like you had some lunch. Coaches, you need to feed them again because you clearly didn't give them enough lunch. Right now, we've not officially started, but you know it is. I usually like to just talk to you a little bit, make you feel comfortable so that when it's time to start, we are ready to go. But right now, we have two big teams in the competition. St. Mary, let me hear the St. Mary people. I have to do that again because I know St. Mary. Enough people come from St. Mary, and there are people all over. So, St. Mary, are you in the house? All right. St. Mary, I know you didn't win today, but you're here. Manchester, let me hear you. This is a question now. Let me hear some noise from the winning team. Thank you so much. We can't make St. Mary feel bad because I'm come from far. So let me hear some noise from the almost winning team. All right, they say they're not almost winning team. They say that they are the former winning team. Let me hear some noise from the only team to beat Manchester this year. St. Mary, you should be happy. The only team to beat Manchester this year. Anything out of St. Mary? I think St. Mary tried to make some noise, so it's time for Manchester. Let me hear from Manchester one more time. I know you're happy. I know you have enough noise to make. I know you want to share your joy. And I also know you want to go back home and tell everybody in Manchester that you're the winners this year. And interestingly, the last time we played the finals here, Manchester was the winner. And that was in, anybody can tell me the year that was? When was it? Over there? Wonderful. Come, give St. Mary some. Give them something. They know something about the competition that they play. And by the way, this is a wonderful venue to come and to operate. And Colonel Damien Crary, thank you for having the finals right here, for hosting the finals. It's a wonderful place to be. Right now, I am going to formally start the awards function. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards function for the 32nd Kingston Wharves Under 15 cricket competition. 32 years is a long time to be sponsoring a competition, and I know Kingston Wharf is saying that, oh, we're no more sponsors. Sponsors are for the new people that you have to send a proposal and tell them about the competition for them to decide if they want to do it, if it fits their objectives and their strategies. No, we're partners. We're in this thing for the long haul. And I dare say every young cricketer that is in the house today have passed through the Kingston Wharves Under 15 cricket competition. And we have some members of the Scorpions team. They would all pass through, and they're right here. And I know Kingston Wharf is going to say, that sounds like a long time, but we have some new winners, some new names that we can call. New names that the last time it was here, they may have still been playing in the competition. Jordan Johnson, he just made his first international century in Sri Lanka. And hey, they know that Jamaica is down there doing their stuff. And Kingston Wharves has always been there for him from when he was a tad. We all know him, saw him come up, know that he's a good cricketer. We're not surprised he's playing under 15 for the West Indies, because when he was in prep school, he made a triple century. You have to be special to do that. But let's welcome some special people who are in the house, the people who made this happen. And I would like to start with the Kingston Wharves people, because their dollars make it happen year after year. And I'd like to start with Mark Williams, the CEO for Kingston Wharves. I must tell you, I love you. I need to give you any instruction to make him feel welcome, to make him feel good. So good to have you. We also have with Mark this afternoon, we have Rodrigo Olio. He's the Chief Operations Manager at Kingston Wharves. And I should tell you, every year Kingston Wharves bring out their biggest team, their best team. They want their people to see what their dollars are doing because they believe in it and they're here. One of the hardest working persons at Kingston Wharves, Simone Murdoch, Corporate Affairs and Client Experience Manager. You know, Simone, they all have to see you. They don't see you at all of the matches, so they got to see you. We have Prudence Barnes, and I know how hard Prudence works because I hear from her all hours of night and day. I'm getting the messages. I know she's thinking about what best to do with this competition, what's next, and who is to inform of all the good things that are happening. So Prudence, you know you can't sit down either, right? We have Mr. Wickham Richards, the operations manager at Kingston Wharves. Mr. Lloyd Smith, it is by design that I left you last because I know you're always here with us. So it's an important position to be. It's not that you're left for last, okay? Good. I'd like to make special mention again of our host, Colonel Damien Creary. He is hosting us here at the JDF Upper Camp position. Colonel Creary is the chairman of JDF Sports Board. So Colonel, if you're here with us, can you please, we'd like to see you. You know, I know soldiers give instructions all the time. Instructions? No, commands. It's good to be able to say, Colonel, can you please stand? And you stand. Thank you. I did mention that we have the members of the Jamaica Scorpions teams here, those on contract, and I'd like you to just recognize them, just make them feel welcome, please. From the Jamaica Cricket Association, the president is here, Mr. Billy Heaven. We are going to hear from Mr. Heaven in a little while, so we look forward to that. And with Mr. Heaven is our two of the directors. Ian Spencer is here, and he's also the president for St. Mary Cricket. He has much to be grateful for. Under 15 cricket is back and is doing well, and his team did well in the competition last year and this year, having won all of their matches last year and all of their matches until this one today. We also have Clinton Clark. I did see him somewhere. He's here, director for the JCA. Courtney Francis, the CEO, is here, sitting in the back. Thank you. And, you know, I must mention, it would be more than remiss of me if I don't mention an O'Neill Cruikshank, night and day, always toiling, making sure that everything is right, and even sending me instructions at the last moment. O'Neill, he works hard. He deserves to be recognized. So please, special one for O'Neill. We know he doesn't work alone because the JCF staff is there to support. I'd like to recognize and appreciate the JCA staff as well as the Kingston Wharves staff who work behind the scenes to make sure that everything goes right. So JCA and Kingston Wharves staff, thank you for all that you do. I see here, but I must tell you, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, and you know, doctors write bad, so I still practice my profession, even though I'm not a doctor, but I can't read these things, so I am going to have to get some deciphering, and then I come back to you for the information that I have here right now. But let me make the players, the coaches, the scorers, Manchester and St. Mary teams, all their supporters, and of course the umpires who made sure that the match went on today. Can you please recognize them for me? I would personally like to send a big shout out to the scorers because they make my life a little easier. If I can't get the information, I can't write about it, I can't put it out, I can't make it happen. And some of the scorers have done more than an outstanding job. And I must say the scorers for for the match today from St. Mary and Manchester, thank you for what you've done. I've always gotten good information from you that allow me to do what I need to do. So thank you. We have the media, have to thank them for all the work that they have done. We have the streaming crew, and I did get a chance to look at the video that they were sending, and it's good quality. It looks good. You want to watch it, so that's really great. And I see Lennox Aldred. He's always been working behind the scenes, making sure that the social media pages are taken care of. If I've left you out, I am sorry, but I think I've covered a lot of people. Thank you for the lunch, the persons who provided the lunch today. Really appreciate what you've done. And for everybody else, for the families and for everybody else that make this competition happen, and as well as the sound people over there. Haven't forgotten you. Thank you for what you've been doing. So, we have a lot of people to thank, but they make it happen, and we appreciate everything that you do. Right now, I am going to invite the team representative, Mr. Jefferton Meek, from St. Mary. He's their technical director. And we're going to hear from him what it's been like to have this competition this year, what it means to them. So please.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Master of Ceremonies, CEO of Kingston Wharves, and the rest of the team, President of the Jamaica Cricket Association and members of his team, other invitees, distinguished guests, members of both teams, St. Mary and Manchester, the champions. Kingston Wharves has been sponsoring this cricket competition for over 30 years. St. Mary has been entering for almost the entire period, as far as I can remember. For me, I have been involved in preparing youngsters in St. Mary for over 20 years, which means I've been a part of the Kingston Wharf competition for over 20 years. And what I've found that it has done, it has helped us to galvanize or to harness the young talent, to have the youngsters play and learn the rudiments of the game. They not only learn to play cricket, but they also develop as youngsters, as individuals who can go out and represent themselves well. And we must say thanks to Kingston Wharves for sticking to the test, sticking to this task, and being the backbone of youth cricket in Jamaica. Give them a round of applause, please. Since COVID-19, they haven't relented. They are here, and they have continued to sponsor this cricket competition. And when you have no primary school cricket being played, but Kingston Wharves is there to say, pull the youngsters out at the end of June into July, and we can harness those talents, have the youngsters playing, and you get youngsters who can't even catch a ball. But by the end of the competition, you find them throwing themselves around, diving out on a cricket field, catching properly, and they may not be able to hit the ball from the square to the boundary, but they are able to get behind the line of a ball and play properly. Then it is satisfying, and there's that sense of gratification that you have accomplished something. And to say thanks to Kingston Wharves is not enough, but that's the most I can say to you today. Thank you very much. Continue to sponsor cricket in Jamaica at the youth level, and as long as I am alive, I'll be around to give my support. St. Mary will continue to give its support, and we must say thanks to the president who, if there isn't, if we call training session and there is no money to buy food, he'll go in his pocket. Thank you very much. Great competition.
Thank you so much, Mr. Meeks. I'm sure that Kingston Wharf is happy to hear of what's happening. And I have to know that cricket in St. Mary runs deep. They believe in it. The current president is here. The previous president, Mr. Williams, is here. And the president before him, I saw him downstairs and he says, you remember me? So many years ago, you know, IGL, Corgold Cricket, and all kind of things came over to St. Mary. It's been quite a while, and they're still in it. They still believe in it. They're ensuring that their base is strong, because if you don't have the young cricketers strong, you can't have them strong at the top. So that's really good. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I didn't tell you my name. I'm Trudy Williams. Moving on to the next, we've had good speaker come up here already, and now I would like you to help me to welcome Mr. Wilford Billy Heaven, ODJP President, Jamaica Cricket Association.
Thank you, Madam Master of Ceremonies. Colonel Creary, I need to congratulate you on being appointed chairman of the cricket board, sports board, right? He's just maybe in that capacity for the few days now. And we welcome you to this function. Captain Saunders, for all the support you have given to cricket in Jamaica, not only at the JCA level. My friend, Mr. Mark Williams, the CEO of Kingston Wharves Limited, and your team. And I'm going to ask the Kingston Wharves team to just stand and be recognized for the sterling contribution that you have made to cricket over the many, many years. The boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the... Thank you. Right, so we're organizing a photo op for you. Good. Mr. Ian Spencer, Director of the JCA, President of St. Mary, and Paul Williams, former President of St. Mary. Mr. Clinton Clark, Assistant Secretary of the JCA, the CEO of the JCA is here, and other members of the management and staff of the JCA, O'Neill and all the others. We want to thank you for your contribution. Then we have our players, both teams here. Manchester, I call you first because you are the winner this year. And I want to congratulate you for being the winner. And also to St. Mary. St. Mary is a staple in the finals for the last maybe 3-4 years perhaps. And that is in itself an achievement. I also want to thank the management team. I see Barry Barnes, my good friend, down there from Manchester. And we want to, you know, somebody said I should big up Barry Barnes, but I have reservations about that. I don't know how much bigger I could get. So the management, the coaches, everyone who played a part, I want to thank you and to wholeheartedly give you the blessings from the Jamaica Cricket Association. To the media, I also want to thank you for the support for bringing cricket to the people, those who cannot make it to our different and various matches across the island. I want to recognize you. To the teams, the clubs, the associations, perhaps the most important thing to you in this competition is to win. And winning is good. We all want to win. We all want to cut ribbons and all of that. And sometimes, you know, do this is not scotch, the champagne, right? So we all like that. For the JCA, this competition is more than just winning. This competition to us is to identify the talents right across Jamaica, the length and breadth of Jamaica in all the teams. And so that we can come up with our best talents, identify our best talents, and create a critical pathway for your development. We have seen our under-19 cricketers who are now part of CWI outfit in Sri Lanka. We have seen the performances there. All of those players came up through the Kingston Wharves competition. And that is important and significant because it tells you, the current crop of players, that there's a future for you if you only put, as they say, your shoulders to the wheel. So you need to know that you can become a star player, a marquee player in Jamaica for West Indies, and you know the franchises are all over the place and you make big money from that. So there's something to work towards, and I want to encourage you to do just that. So these ceremonies are not usually long. So I want to commend Manchester. Congratulations, and being the 2023 Kingston Wharves champions. To St. Mary, well done, well played, and to all the other teams that participated, I want to thank you as well. Have a good evening, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And now I would like to invite Mr. Mark Williams, the CEO of Kingston Wharves, to come and speak with us. And we're pushing forward because we know that the players, they want their prizes. They want all that Kingston Wharves has in store for them. So we're moving forward. So players, can you please help me welcome Mr. Mark Williams?
Thank you so much, truly. You know, as Billy said, you know, this is about you, it's not about the speeches. So all protocol observed. You know, I'm very pleased that you said it's not about sponsorship. Sponsorship tends to be transactional. This is a partnership. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. As they say, it's how you play the game. At Kingston Wharves, we have a particular mantra: solid foundation, boundaryless possibilities. We believe that aptly describe what you're doing in cricket, certainly from the JCA perspective. We believe a competition like this builds solid foundations. And once you get the foundation well, the possibilities are just limitless. You know, we talk about franchise cricket. We look at some of the persons who have passed through. You know, I always love to start with Chris Gale, because he's just one of my favorite players. We talk about Andre Russell, Marquino. Let's come close. Young Jordan, who have just scored a century. The possibilities for you, they are endless. What we're about is building character. We want to ensure that you develop in good human beings, good young adults, but we're also building your careers. We want to ensure that you build your competencies. If this is your area for a career, we want to develop your competencies. The coach from St. Mary, he said, you know, starting out, many persons can't even catch a ball. And that's okay, because it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you're going. So we want to build your character. We want to build your competencies. And we're building legacies. Not just for you, for your schools, for your parishes, not just for Jamaica, but for West Indies cricket. Winning isn't everything. We want you to enjoy what you're doing. We want you to build lasting friendships, lasting memories, and just enjoy what you do. At Kingston Wharves, we're building a partnership with you. We want to ensure that 5 years from now, you're in the under-19 team, you're in the West Indies team, and certainly we're looking for you to be great ambassadors for Jamaica. Congratulations to all the teams that have participated, in particular to St. Mary, and most certainly to Manchester. You are all winners, just participating, just learning, moving from the level that you started to where you are now, you're a winner. Congratulations. I'll close by saying this. When you are on 32, Courtney, you're just getting set. Kingston Wharves is just getting set. We expect, yes, that after we see that first 50, Courtney, we're going on to not just the first century. As long as Kingston Wharves is around, we will partner with the Jamaica Cricket Association. Billy, you can take that to the bank. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. I thought I would hear the whole place breaking down. The man says your money is sure. Your cricket is safe. We'll be here to support you. Yeah. Absolutely appreciate that, because it can't happen without a base. Our track and field is strong because there's a base that's being built every day. The cricket cannot grow if it doesn't have a base. And really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your support. And I know everybody else here appreciate your support. And I must tell you, you say Chris Gale, but Courtney Francis would like you to know that he played in this, because when you sponsored under 19 cricket, he played in it. So one day, Mr. Williams, you will have to call his name. Okay? You know, your president says you weren't that good. Now, we're being here for the very first time because we know we normally have the presentations on the boundary, but this year it's been done a little different. And just to explain a thing or two, everybody's going to come up here to receive anything. You're going to come from, what's it, my left? You're going to come from that side to make it easy and flowing. So you'll come from that side, do your pickup here, and of course you see all these lovely prizes over there. I see some checks, that means, some envelopes, so hopefully some checks are in there. So Kingston Wharves have all the goodies for you this afternoon, so we want to be disciplined and make sure that you collect everything. So remember now, you'll come from that side to this side, do the shake hands, do the thank you, do the presentations, go and collect more things, and then when that is finished, the winning team, and they have some additional stuff which I can't tell you. It's a surprise for you, so you'll see it happen when you get there. A presentation with the winning team will be made on the bottom step when the time comes. So just stand by for all the instructions that you will get where that is concerned. Normally we have O'Neill come in and give us a wrap on things that happen. You know, there were centuries in the competitions. There were 5 wicket hauls. There was a hat trick by a female player out of St. James. So there were some female players. This year, there were 19 teams in the competition, and the match that's just completed was the 50th match in the competition this year. And even though we had 1 or 2 matches that were not completed because of rain, every single match started. So there was a result for every single match in the competition this year. And it's not every year that we're able to get that done, because sometimes we have rain making sure that nothing happens. So we had cricket going through 5 rounds for some teams of the preliminary round, the quarterfinal, the semi-final, and the final year today. So it was a good year for cricket. And now I see O'Neill over there inching to come up to do the giveaways and the prizes. So I'll take myself away and invite him to come up and do his thing. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Trudy. I think I've hopefully earned it that I can say Mark instead of Mark Williams. But I thought when Mark came up here and said 32 and we're on our way, and I know he was a bowler, but he would at some time had gone for more than a century bowling. So I thought when he said we were 32, going to 68, I thought I would have heard encore and asked him to come and repeat it. But that's a good thought. 38 more years to go. That's good. Yes, so Trudy, you're right. This year we had 4 centuries, which is 1 more than we had last year, so we can give the batsmen good rap. We had 27 before today, and because of young Damaria Hall, we have 28 5-wicket haul by our bowlers. Last year, we only had 13 of those, so we are actually moving up. We had teams this year, we had 8 female teams representing at least 4 teams. Last year, we really had 1. And we have allowed more females to play, and a lot of teams have taken that up. So that's very good. And on that last note, I'd like to commend the teams, because we have had no match report from any umpire about indiscipline by any of our teams. So let me go into the presentation of awards. So I just need to move. So firstly, let me invite Mr. Courtney Francis, CEO of the JCA, to come forward. And I'm going to invite the match officials. Miss Maria David, umpire number 1. And he'll be followed by Mr. Ryan Forrest. And both of these umpires have done so many of our matches here in the Surrey region. Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. Okay, there, you see, this is what Kingston Wharves does. In the meantime, let me ask Mr. Clinton Clark to make his way forward, because he'll be doing the next presentation. To the finals MVP, I suspect everybody may already know. And that goes to young Demario Hall of Manchester. Demario took 5 for 7 of 6 overs and then made 35 not out. Well done, Demario. And I can just let everybody know that Demario is one of our national under-15 players. Demario, I'm going to allow you to stand there, because you will have the next award. So don't move. And I'm going to ask Mr. Marquino Minley just to stand by to make the next set of presentation. No, don't go, don't go. So we asked the teams, so that just so nobody can give the JCA a hard time with it, it is the teams that decide who are their team MVPs. So players, if you have any issue, deal with your managers and your coaches. The MVP for Manchester, Demario Hall. And for St. Mary, Siobhan Boyd. Thank you, Marquino. And gentlemen, you did hear that Marquino has been almost a favorite of Kingston Wharves. And you will know that Marquino would have gone on to play for West Indies in the last year. I'm going to invite Mr. Rodrigo Olio, the Chief Operating Officer of Kingston Wharves, to make the next presentation. And it goes to the batsman scoring the most runs in the 2023 Kingston Wharves competition. And that goes to Pajay Nelson of Manchester, 274 runs with an high score of 157 and an average of 68.5. Pajay is the Jamaica under-15 wicketkeeper also. Thank you, Mr. Oreo. And let me now invite Ms. Simone Murdoch to present the most wickets. And this year it was shared by two individuals. I don't think the other one is here. So I'll mention him, Kenrick McFarlane of Lucas Cricket Club, very good club. And Demario Hall of Manchester, both with 23 wickets. Well done, Demario. Mr. Wickham Richards, the Assistant Operations Manager, Kingston Wharf, will make the presentation to the best wicketkeeper, and that goes to Pajay Nelson of Manchester High. All right, so at this time, we have completed the individual awards, and you did hear that there are some aspects of this that will take place on the lower step, but I think the runner-up medals will be presented on this side. The run-out medals will be done on this side. Yes. So I'm going to invite the JCA's president, Mr. Billy Heaven, to provide the run-up medals and the Kingston Wharf nice gifts will be also be presented as they come up. I'm going to ask St. Mary to come this side and collect from the president and move on and collect as you go forward. St. Mary. All right, Mr. President, could you just receive the other medals? Could you receive the other medals, right? All right, so as we go into the final, here is what is going to happen. The medals will be presented up here because you'll get medals and tokens on this side. When we are going to do the presentation of the trophy, we will go on the second step down there, right? Because some things can't all happen up here. So we're going to ask the Manchester team to come this side. Last one being the captain. And I'm going to invite Mr. Mark Williams to come forward to hand out the winners' medals. In the meantime, I'd like to recognize other Kingston Wharf officers, Diana Ingram and Mr. Wayne Ballin. Come, Manchester. Members of the 2023 Kingston Wharf winning team.
Some name in bright lights and face in cinemas. Them used to see my chest high, but look at me now, in full control. If I in a push start, press cast go. Designer clothes and shoes like wow. And I hype me just to show you how my grow. Remember up a country when I did that climb tree. Drive for me, have the ambition within. Make me tell you straight, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. All of my friends, them would have rich long time, God from me rich, them rich too. Me know myself, I share my wealth, that wouldn't be no issue. Give me knowledge to the one, them I will live, listen real. Gun in the land, man, alliance, some boy, I kitten man, big, big, big. Car big, big, big. House big, big, big. I'm a girl, them at afraid, I'm a bank book, big, big, big. Lifestyle, big, big, big. Man, I do it big, big, big. From a little bit of summer, I live chimney. On the bone, strength and blessings I bring. And this one for all of my queens and kings. We are royalty, you may know them things. I feel like the world really needs some change. This can't be right, don't it feel so strange. Right now, all that we need is love. Some empathy, yes, this is improved. They say I'll never make it. The dreams I'm chasing, I'm all alone. I am destined for greatness. Time to embrace it, breaking the mold. Now they don't see it. When you start out, they gon' give you good, but you find out what you're really worth. When you go hard, they gon' feel it all. They gonna try to take it all away. Can't nobody take it all away.
Well done, guys. There's a special award to be given to Mr. Marquino Minley from Kingston Wharves. Oh yes, Marquino is now here. And